Hi friends, and welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. I'm your host Heather, and we do crafty things here, so thank you for tuning in. This week in the studio we are finishing all of the piggies. So the video got kind of long last week, and so we're going to complete all the piggies in this video. We are also going to start cutting out all the coin purses, and I'm going to finish my green sweater, so I will share that with you later on in the week after we sew it all together. All the pieces are ready to go. So that will be fun, even though it's like, you know, high 80s here in Southern California still. So I won't be wearing the sweater for a while, but it's nice to have it done, off the hook, and can get back to doing some other projects. And in other news, we have hit 2,000 subscribers. Yay! So thank you all for hitting the subscribe button, for watching my videos each week. I really appreciate it. And in appreciation, we will be doing a giveaway bag. So after this October show, that's the very next thing I will be doing, is making a giveaway bag and doing all that. So stay tuned for that in the upcoming month. In other news, I did talk to the owner of the yarn store. She is going to keep the show on Saturday, October 18th. So I have a decision to make. Yeah, not sure what to do at this point. I'm coming from a place of fear, so I have to distinguish between the fear of all the protests turning into something more dangerous and me being stuck at the yarn store overnight. I mean, these are the things going on in my head. Or just show up, do the show, even though it's one day and probably won't have a lot of foot traffic. You just never know. And it doesn't really cost me anything except my mental health to do the show because I'm not paying her a fee up front. So she's just getting a percentage of my profits for the day. So still not sure what to do, but by the time you see this video, I will have made a decision. I will put it down here for you so you know. And obviously, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll get all the latest information. And then anything we don't sell will be going up on the website. So that will be the next thing after the giveaway bag, is taking photos of everything and putting them up on the website, looking for different avenues I can use to advertise that kind of thing, because I would like to be selling more things on the website in the future. So there's that. Lots of options we have, just kind of have to pivot and make a decision about what we're doing. And then looking forward to fall, looking forward to it being cooler, and getting back to making some blankets. So I've made, well, we have one more sweater we have to make, and I think I have yarn for one more shawl that I had picked out, but it's like super, I don't know, super heavy wool, which isn't like great for Southern California. I think in future I should be sticking to blankets for my projects. And then we have a lot of yarn that I can use to make scarves to donate. So we'll be looking into that in the next year, of doing some donation projects that I can do. I can also use that yarn to make like donation blankets. Yeah, it's a little harder. Whipping out a scarf to donate is a little easier than whipping out a blanket. So I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, I have to figure out what projects to do with all this yarn, and then moving forward, like what's realistic for me to do and what's less expensive. Although I do have 2 yarn advents coming this year, so I have to think about what to do with those. Maybe more of a reading shawl for the, well, for my office as well. I could do that, or for the couch. Okay, enough rambling. Let's get to work finishing these piggies so that we can start on the coin purses. So if all that sounds fun to you, go ahead and grab yourself a water or a cozy beverage, curl up, and let's finish these piggies. Okay, next step, what we are gonna do is we are gonna take our piggies and we're gonna fold our lining in like so, and we're gonna pin it because we basically want the lining to disappear for a minute. so that we can attach the tail and the loop and sew the other side of the exterior on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of pin it creatively like that. So I'm going to go through and pin all of these, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our tail, we're going to fold it in half and cut like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to line it up here and make our marks. Like that. And then we're going to take our piece that doesn't have the clean edge and we're going to put it up here. And then we're going to take our tail, and on that clean edge we're going to make a knot. If I can do it. We're going to pull that knot as close to the bottom as we can. Make it nice and tight. And then I like to put it stitch side down. So we're going to put it right there as our tail. So then what we're going to do is tack that on, and then we can sew our exteriors together like that and line everything up, and then we're going to go all the way around, and then we're going to cut, we're going to clip into our curves just like we did with the other one. So, and we're just going to do 1/4 inch. And my tape is already here at 1/4 inch, so I'm just going to change to 2.5 millimeters. And you just kind of get the feel for it after a while of where the 1/4 inch is at the bottom here. And then you're just going to keep flipping it around. I think the hardest part is right here, getting this snout definition correct. You kind of have to go further out than 1/4 inch because you want like at least 3 stitches there. So that's the hardest part to me. Now I always get a teeny bit of bunching here at the end, so that's another reason why I like to start on the tush. And that's it. So the only other thing we're going to do is we're going to take our clippers and we're just going to clip into these curves like we did for the kitties, and anywhere where there's that definition, I'm going to clip that. We can also clip off the protruding parts. You don't want to get too close, but you can cut those off. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sew all of these and then take this back over to my cutting table, because it's going to be a lot easier for me to cut all these pieces and keep track of them at my cutting table. And then you can pretty much just go all the way around all the curves. In fact, I'll probably do this in front of the television so I can watch my shows. But that's the idea. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're gonna take this off and sew our lining in, and we're just gonna leave a little opening here on this bottom curve. I'll have to look it up how much of an opening we're leaving, but see how this kind of just makes a mess in my sewing, on my sewing machine, so probably won't do that. Okay. And I gotta figure out where I'm putting all of these after I'm done. Okay, so we will continue. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip these out. We're gonna poke out all the appendages, and then we are going to iron and use a little bit of fiberfill to stuff the appendages. It just kind of helps make it look better. You don't really have to do that. We've also got our landlord here ripping out a tree. Unfortunately, his mom planted like a bunch of tropical plants in front of the house, which seemed great, I'm sure, in the 80s, 90s when they bought the house, but doesn't really work for climate change. So it's, yeah, and all of them are planted way too close to the house, and this one, while it provides some nice shade for the kitchen, which is the hottest room in the house, so I will miss it, it's also right over the sprinkler system, and the sprinkler system has now busted, and we're losing water all over the place, and the palm tree right in the corner is the one spritzing everywhere. So we gotta remove the palm tree in order to get to the system. So that's kind of sums up the kind of week it's kind of been. I'm gonna get a little fiberfill, a little less for the ear. So we're gonna stuff the ear, the snout, and the legs. I'm just gonna push it in there so it stays nice and firmly in there. And then we got the snout. This isn't the best stuffing, so I'm happy to use it for the piggies because it's kind of rough, and I wouldn't want to like stuff a stuffed animal with this stuffing. I'm not sure how I wound up with this stuffing. Okay, and then we got the legs. And we could do a little more stuffing in the legs, because you'll see like that's what happens. We get this little crease going on there. Can't stuff too much more than that, or else the stuffing will just be free floating inside the piggy. So we really do want to pack it in there. It is time to assemble the sweater. So we've got all our pieces here, our sleeves, our main body, all this stuff, and I can't tell which way is which at this point. Well, first of all, we're upside down. There you go there. And then she said that you can tell by the first row. It's so hard to tell. I think as long as I make my tails go the same way, we should be okay, which means I gotta take this one apart. So first thing we've got to do is seam up our top. So we're gonna attach our side panels. Now if you remember, it's been a while, I did not add the pockets in here. I thought that was gonna be too much for me. So we've got these pieces. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna do wrong sides facing. I have to tear this apart. So this is definitely, I think that way, right? We have our, I think it's that way. And then what way is this? Is right side, and then this is wrong side. Correct? Again, I don't know. And then we got this side. So we're basically gonna just attach it with the slip stitch Normally I do like a mattress stitch with the needle, but we're gonna use the hook this time because she does it both ways. But that sounds like a better plan to me. Okay, so now we are gonna sew our sleeve onto this end using that same technique. Oh, it's stressful. Basically, this is a little bit different because there's no stitches here. We're basically in no man's land. Alrighty, so here we have our sleeve coming out, and then we're gonna have to sew up our sleeve like that, and then we'll continue on sewing down the rest like that. See? That almost looks like it will work. Very cool. And then that's all the inside, so I'm gonna mark that now. Okay, another day of chainsawing and banging, but the show must go on, right? So we have completed our piggies. We are ready for our coin purses. Now I've got to save my peace of mind here and not make a million coin purses. So that's the question. What are we going to make the coin purses out of? So I'm going to take the fabric that I know I want, probably the cutesy fabric, because I think those would sell the best. Oh, so we're gonna go through our piles and piles of things that I would like to make things out of eventually, but maybe not for this particular show, maybe for next year. So we do have the Harry Potter, and the kittens are a little big, but maybe if I can fussy cut it correctly, we can do that. We got plenty of lining for that. We have the magic mushrooms would be nice. And I don't know that I'm going to do any other Harry Potters. This one is pretty. Let's see if we can get a double out of the Halloween ones, and then that would be 16, and that's plenty. Okay, so I'm going to start cutting these out. We need the exterior lining, let me see if I can find it. There we go. So these are 7.5 by 5.5. So we need 2 exterior, 2 lining, 2 zipper tabs, and 1 finger loop. And then I'm only going to SF101 these, except for the zipper tabs. I'm not going to put any fusible fleece in these. So that's what we're going to cut out now. And then I'm going to go ahead and iron all of these probably after I cut them out, and then put the SF101 on. So we've got our work cut out for us. This is probably going to take the rest of the weekend, especially with the noise going on. And then we'll get back to it. I did just redo the nails, so that's fun. This is a Wicked set. So very cute. And then we have to also think about the stitch markers, price tags, all that fun stuff. I'm waiting for the boys to arrive today and make noise, so I figured this will be a good day to sew. I can just put on the headphones when they show up and get her done, you know what I mean? So we're gonna start with the purple here. And yeah, I'm just gonna sew these together. I'm a lot further ahead than I thought I was gonna be, which is good, which means we can kind of take it easy. There's no huge rush to get all of these done today, although I'm pretty sure I will be getting all of these done today.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself. Rock Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold.
We have finished the sweater, yay! So unfortunately the yarn I picked is quite scratchy. I'm gonna wash and block it. It's half wool and half alpaca, so I don't know if that's what's going on. I also don't know if it's going to stretch a little bit. I made it a little short in the front. I always forget about the girls, but if it stretches a little bit, I think it will be fine. So let's take a look. So it comes down to here, but I find myself pulling on it a lot because I wish it was just better in the front. The sleeves are perfect length and they're not too poofy. I was worried about them being like super huge, but that's good. So that's good. And we just finished it off with 2 rows of single crochets, which kind of makes a nice finish to it. So very happy to have this finished, and we can move on to something else. We've still got our spring blanket we're working on, and hopefully I can make a decision on whether I want to continue working on that or whether I want to give myself a break and continue my autumn blanket from last year, which I'm kind of feeling like it's time to move on to that. So maybe we will pack up the spring blanket in a vacuum bag or something just to keep it all in one place, and then I can get back to the autumn blanket. So very excited to have this done. We have one more sweater that I have the yarn for. It's another Granny Hexie sweater, so I can start on that as well. And then we've got 2 top patterns to try and yarn for that, and yeah, lots of yarny projects in our future that we get to work on.
When I'm in this town, look at these beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.
So I'm not sure what to do with myself. This whole time I've been go, 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 stress, stress, stress. And now we've pretty much caught up. So the only thing left we have to do is make the sachets, put on all the price tags, try and like test fit everything in my car, make sure that it all fits. But yeah, not sure what to do with myself for the rest of the time because I still have 2 more weekends before the show. So it's not going to take me that long, knock on wood, to do these sachets and put all the price tags on. I think we'll finally get around to a coloring page, but here are all of our coin purses. Well, there we go. So we've got 18 coin purses, which I think is a fair amount. These will be the best sellers, so I wanted to make sure I had enough. And then not sure how many sachets to make either because, yeah, not sure. Okay, so 1 more week, and I think if we get everything done, I might just start planning out our giveaway bag. I'm very excited to do the giveaway bag. So I might start planning out all the squares and trying to figure out what layout we want to do with the downtime I have. And I keep forgetting that you know, I'm stressed because of what's going on in the world in addition to doing the show. So I just need to give myself some time and space to sit with that. And yeah, coping strategies. Now that I'm not eating to cope, I need some more coping strategies. So trying to do some nighttime meditations. I've got some magnesium cream that I'm putting on before bedtime. I don't know if that's helping or not. It seems to be helping. Pop it down in the comments if you've used anything like that, and let me know if it was helpful for you. The whole perimenopause thing, just trying to get used to, yeah, everything, all the changes. So it's been a crazy year so far, and yeah, just looking forward to having this show done, getting to relax a bit, and trying to like rethink how I'm approaching things next year, and trying to think through that, get some clarity around that as we move into the end of the year, and kind of wind down, chill out a little bit. So I hope you are having a great week, and hope to see you back here next week as we do the sachets and lots of other random stuff to prep for the show. So see you back here next week. Love you, friends. Bye.
Be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a